Angelenos and visitors to the county alike are feeling some COVID whiplash. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health has issued once again that masks are required on all public transit within LA County. This includes buses, trains, taxis, rideshare, as well as indoor transportation hubs such as airports. The county cited a Wednesday CDC statement in its decision. The change goes beyond what the California Department of Public Health is currently requiring. A U.S. Court of Appeals decided that it would not reconsider its decision early this year to uphold California's net neutrality law. NTD's Jason Blair has more.
On Wednesday, a U.S. Court of Appeals rejected a petition by telecom and broad industry groups to reconsider its January decision to uphold California's net neutrality law. In 2015, the FCC adopted federal net neutrality rules, which were overturned 2 years later. In 2018, California created its own state-level laws similar to the original 2015 federal version. Proponents to the California Law Electronic Frontier Foundation describe net neutrality as the idea that internet service providers should treat all data that travels over their networks fairly without improper discrimination in favor of particular apps, sites, or services. The group argues that we don't want ISPs acting as gatekeepers, making special deals with a few companies and inhibiting new competition, innovation, and expression. Former FCC Chair Ajit Pai, who was involved in repealing the 2015 FCC neutrality laws, told PBS that he supports an open and free internet, but the federal laws were too heavy-handed and burdensome on both large and small internet service providers. He said we could disincentivize companies from wanting to build out internet access to a lot of parts of the country. After this decision, the groups could appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Jason Blair, NTD News, California.
A post office in Southern California was renamed in honor of a Vietnam War veteran. After returning from the war, he spent the remainder of his life advocating for other veterans.
Officially named this post office the Jose Ramos Post Office.
On Wednesday, local officials in Whittier, California dedicated the post office in honor of Vietnam War veteran Jose G. Ramos. He worked as a lifelong advocate for veterans.
But we are here today nonetheless, and it's my pleasure to honor Jose Ramos, his service, and the legacy he left behind for us to follow.
Ramos returned from the Vietnam War after being shot in the leg and was diagnosed with PTSD. But he didn't let the diagnosis get in his way as he dedicated his life to advocating both locally and nationally for the veteran community.
He got all the way to Washington, D.C., where he pushed lawmakers to finally recognize the sacrifice, service, and years of mistreatment Vietnam veterans had endured.
Ramos enlisted in the Army while he was in the 10th grade. He served as a combat medic in 1968. He received the Purple Heart for his service. After returning home, he worked at the Los Angeles County USC Medical Center and Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital until his retirement in 1999. Ramos's family joined the ceremony.
My brother was a very, very good father, a good brother, a good son, and when he came back, he was even better when he came back from Vietnam.
He's a great role model, mentor, and he's just a champion.
Ramos previously petitioned the federal government to recognize March 30th as a day to honor Vietnam veterans. He succumbed to pancreatic cancer 5 years ago on September 2nd, 2017. Daniel Hall, NTD News, California.
Thousands of visitors are flocking to one of the Southern California's most colorful and impressive annual sights, the huge blooms at the Carlsbad flower fields. Let's take a look at the vibrant scene.
Between March and May, colorful and vibrant flowers cover Carlsbad flower fields. The flower spectacle on the Pacific coast near San Diego seeds tens of millions of flowers each year.
Well, it's a labor of love, and it's a lot of love that goes into the labor to make this place look like it does. It's a 9-month crop. So back in early September, we started planting. We plant roughly 7 acres every 2 to 3 weeks, and the color starts on the north end of the property and then works its way down to the south.
Clark says guests almost can't resist snapping photos.
This is very photogenic location. I'd go out on a limb and say that this is the most photographed spot in Southern California. You just can't help but take photographs here. Everybody has a phone in their pocket, and everyone's got a camera on that phone. So, you know, back in the day, people were looking for batteries because they ran out of batteries. Now they want a charging station so they can charge their phone and keep taking pictures.
The flowers are sold commercially, but the colorful buttercup variety only yields a small crop for sale. As few as 5% of the stems will be of florist grade. Each year, the flowers draw visitors from all over the world, with around 250,000 expected this year.
I saw it on Instagram, and I just saw it, and I wanted to come and take pictures.
Oh my gosh, how many photos? We've probably taken like 50 or more, probably. We've only been here an hour.
Some enjoyed and hope to enjoy the colorful flowers with family.
Moreover, here it is no rush, so you can have your own time
here. So.
And the kids are having a lovely time enjoying. So these are the kids.
Yeah.
So really nice.
And I feel like I visited the flowers back in Netherlands, and then I've seen a little version of it in Seattle, and I was surprised to see that that's over here. And my parents, they didn't have that feel before, so I kind of wanted them to have that experience with the flowers.
One of the big draws is the replica of the U.S. flag, which has been planted annually since 9/11. The design is made up of 20,000 petunias. The gardens are open to the public through Mother's Day on May 8th.